Okay. And a warm welcome to the online session organized by Montfort School, presented by Miss Smriti on the topic connecting and communication with parents. Just wait for a while, everyone. Let me share my slides. So this is the topic for the session, connecting and communication with parents. So at the very beginning of this session, I'd like to ask a very basic question from everyone present here. All of you can reply this in your chat box, that while you all were kids, while all these teachers of Montfort School were kids, how many times your parents used to meet the teachers in one academic year? I would like your answers in the chat box. The options are never, once a year, less than 3 times a year, or more than 6 times. Okay, Shaida ma'am is saying more than 6 times, and 2. Rajesh sir is saying oftentimes. Okay. Okay, more than 6 times. Okay. As per requirement, more than 3 times. Okay, okay. 5 times, 3 times. Okay, yes. Okay. So most of us is like, yes, 3 times, 4 times, as per the requirement, isn't it? Very often. But it was not, was that sufficient enough? Do you feel that was that sufficient? The times the parents used to meet the teacher, the times the communication was there. And even when they were meeting, what was the topic of discussion? The topic of discussion was, what is your child doing in the classroom? He's studying this, he's not studying this, okay? He's not responding this. Even the same we are doing. But neither we are taking anything from the parents, nor at that time our teachers used to take anything from the parents, isn't it? They were just one side. This is happening in the school. He's not answering the questions. He's not doing this. The child is not doing that. But very rare it was that feedback from the parents were taken. So is communication one-sided? Is the term communication from one side? And that too when, as a child, we are not the only ones who are grooming him. The parents are equally responsible. If they stay with us, they stay with their parents too. So we should have a habit to take feedback from the parents too. Moving on to the next thing, the importance. What is the importance? Most of us know, yes, this is important, but let's take a brief thing on what is the importance of connecting with the parents, why we should be doing it, what we should be doing in it. Okay. Yes, so here we have, it increases the trust between the school and the families. When we communicate with the parents, when we talk to them, their trust on the school increases. They believe, yes, their child are in good hands, isn't it? Their degree of commitment of helping the student also increases. If we on regular basis tell the teachers tell the parents, yes, your child is lagging behind on this thing, and you need to focus on those things. So what happens in a result, the parents are also working. The parents are also working on it. Okay, yes, my child is lagging on this field. I need to work upon him on this particular field more, isn't it? They have the interest to help. But if there is nothing coming from the school side, there is nothing coming from the school side that what is going on in the school, they are also unaware. They also feel like, don't likely feel to, okay, let it go. Whatever is going on, let it be happening. They don't feel like to help the parent. They don't feel like to help the kids. Most of the parents do, but the direction is missing. We need to direct them, and we need to do it very often. Okay, we need to direct them. Yes, you need to guide your child like this. You need to guide your child like this. And one more very important point in this is it encourages the realistic parental expectation. Okay, all child are not born with the same ability. All the parents can't come to school and simply say that why that child is scoring that much, why my child is not scoring that much. That couldn't happen. Okay, everyone has their own potentials, and when they're coming to school we can say yes, your child is improving. You don't need to overburden him that you scored this much, you also score 90%. Improvement is more important. That we can discuss with the parents. And as you can see in the picture, when the home and school are together, then only the child progresses. It leads to his overall performance improvement. He improves overall. Okay. After this, we have just a second. Yes. As a process, when we are communicating what we should be knowing, what we should do, it should never be like we call the parents to school and we are not knowing what are our goals. Why we are calling the parents in the school, we don't know that. So three basic things must be there while we call the parents to the school or while we are going to communicate with the parents in any way. The first point that should be is the goals. The goals should be clear to us. We should be very, very clear why we are calling the parents, what we need to talk to them, what we need to instruct them, and what we need to get from them. If we are calling them to the school, it should be very clear in our minds first that yes, we are calling them. Our message should be conveyed to them very clearly, and what we are getting from them, that should also be clear. If a child is not doing well from a long time and we call the parent, so we should ask what is he doing in school. If he is very lazy in the school, we can ask at what time you are sending him to the bed. Is he sleeping on time? Okay, is he sleeping on time or what he is doing at the bedtime? Why is he not fresh enough in the classroom? Why he is so inactive? Is there any problem? That could also be a question. So we should be taking from the parents too. Instead of just telling them, yes, you do this, you do that, we should be taking from them. We should have a particular mindset in mind. Yes, these are my goals. I'm calling the parents. These are my goals. I need to achieve them. After this, the second point should be very clear. That is audience. Who is my audience or who are the parents who is coming to me? Are they going to get it? I'm talking to them in English, but they are not even of literacy level and they can't understand. Is that useful? You go to them and you do this, you do this. And they're like, what is ma'am saying? Would that be efficient? Obviously not. We must know them. Are they getting our words? Are they understanding what we are using, what we are saying to them? Or is it just like, okay, I told him my responsibility over? No, it should never happen like that. We should be knowing them. And what is our style of communication? Are they comfortable? We should not be very rude to them too. We should be calm and in an explaining way we should do. We should not like tell your child can do nothing. He has nothing to do. He will never succeed. No, we should be encouraging to them and our approach should always be very clear. And it's not like once in a month we call them or thrice in a year we call them and our duties are over. We should have a strategy to follow up them. We should always have a strategy to follow up the parents. Like suppose most of us or most of the teachers, they get the responsibility of a particular class of around 50 students, isn't it? 50 students are in a class and only during the PTMs, I think the parents meet the teacher. So why can't the class teacher can do this? That for the follow up, they divide. okay, 50 students are there in a class, and I think almost 25 working days are there in almost every month. Excuse me. So let's divide those 25 students into two students each day. We can do this for the follow-up. We can have a plain copy or a register kind of thing where we'll write the name of that particular child. We'll mention the date. Okay, on this day I called his parents. Two child in a day. That's it. On the first, I will call roll number 1 and 2. On the second day of the month, I will call roll number 3 and 4, and I'll ask, what is the child doing in the home? Is he studying? Which subject he likes? Which subject he doesn't like? Why he doesn't like it? Is the parents, is the student satisfied with the teachers? Let's take those things from them also. They will go home, the child will go home, they go to the home and they talk to their parents. The things they will not tell us, they will tell to their mama, they will tell to their papa, isn't it? So we can call them once in a month and take them, okay, talk to them. It will hardly take 10 minutes. It will hardly take 10 minutes. But for the overall progress of the child, it would be very, very beneficial. Those 10 minutes time that we will spare on each child will be very, very beneficial. And the same thing will repeat in the next month. We can go reverse wise. Okay, roll number 50 and 49 on the first day. On the second day, roll number 48, 47. Third day, 45, 44, like this. 2 days each child. That's it. Being a class teacher, you can do that. Okay. I'm sorry, the slides are getting a bit stuck. They are not moving. Okay, now here I have the types of parent-teacher communication. This all of us know is generally one-way communication or two-way communication. It's not a very important thing to deal with. And one-way communication, we have the letters. We can write letters to the parents. Report cards is also a one-way communication. Then we have the communication books or prospectus, school website is one way. And in the two-way communication, these are the more important parts of communication are the telephone calls we make to them, parent-teacher conferences, open houses, and school-based community activity. This is also a few new things we can add, like the school-based community activity. We can add up in our sessions. That why only the child will participate. We can have for each class in a day, in a week, a particular class. Okay, the parents of that section will be coming to school and they will help in some of the community activities. We can organize those things on community level. We can call the parents and make them participate on the same. But most important in all these are the parent teacher conferences. And as I said, we need to focus on three things: goal, and whom we are talking to, and the approach, how our approach should be. Okay. After this, I have we need to talk then what are the barriers to that communication. We do need to talk, but what are the barriers in communicating with the parents? With the parents, why, even if we are communicating, what are the hindrances? The first one is cultural difference. Culturally different parents with the teachers, it's an obvious hindrance. It's an obvious hindrance, a barrier to communication. Then time constraint, the parents might be having lesser time to give to the child. We need to think of something through which, if a parent is saying, I'm busy enough, I can't attend your PTMs. If we call them and say, we will have to take out some time, we have to plan something, plan B we'll have to take to contact them. We need to overcome that time constraint if they're having. Then the technical jargons like, oh, your child is not good in PCM. What is PCM? Being a teacher, we know this. Come to the PTM. What is this PTM? We know this, but is it necessary that the parents would also be knowing about it? It's not necessary. if we are using any acronyms, we are using any technical terms, the psychological terms, we need to explain it to the parents. Okay. And might be it is possible the negative school experiences are also a barrier. Sometimes they have come to school and they have not got the sufficient feedback they wanted. They wanted to know about something and they were not clear about it. So in the future, they will hesitate to ask you something, they will hesitate to ask from the school. This is, it happens, this is very common, that once they came, okay, they didn't got the particular answer they wanted, where is this, where is that, they don't get the answer from the school. But this should never happen. We need to overcome these barriers. How can we overcome the cultural differences? We can overcome by uh, knowing the information. If they are from different linguistic group, we can take help from someone. Okay, suppose they are not knowing the language we are talking to. Here we don't have so much, but in places it's possible that the child would be from different background. They might not be completely knowing the Hindi or something. Then what we will do, we can take a help of some translator, we can organize that thing, knowing that this, yes, this particular child's parent have this problem, we can organize such things. And overcoming the time constraint for this, I think we have taken the most or the best initiative, which I have now not seen in most of the schools here. That was the organizing the evening PTMs, online PTMs. We took the follow up of the parents. We took recommendations from them, and we actually implemented what they recommended. Last month, we organized the PTMs online, which was a very good example of follow up of the parents, or we can say listening to them. And I personally like that. And we implemented many of their suggestions. We implemented many of their suggestions. Okay. Now I have some tips to build positive parent teacher relationship. There are some tips to build positive parents teacher relationship. Our first impression, the first impression that we give to the parents. So as I said earlier also, that many parents see the child's teacher very occasionally. Okay. So we must leave a great first impression to them. We must be very warm to them and very gracious to them. We must be very warm and gracious to the parents. A warm welcome should be there. Few things should be in our mind, that we are dealing with the parents. They have given their child to us. Okay. They expect something from us. They need to know what the child is doing. And we need to know what the child is doing at home. Okay. So until and unless the gap is bridged between the school and the home, the child's development can never be overall. In this point, I have one more thing to say. Okay, that is, I think all of us know we were having the diary page. The diary page was there for communication between the child and the parent. Sorry, for communication between the parent and teacher. I think 4 or 5 pages are there for communication part. But being a good student, you can say, I think most of us would be having that taboo, that, yes, I used to boast about it, that my diary, my teacher has never given a note on that. My teacher has never written a note on that. Because why? Only when the student was doing some mischief, then only some note was given on that page. Then only a note was written on that page. So I used to boast, yes, in my whole school life, never, nothing is written. But why is it so? Is that page for writing complaints only? Why it couldn't be? Like, yes, your child came to the school today and he was very well prepared for the chapter to be taught. Why it couldn't be like this? Or sometimes, yes, he was not prepared for that chapter. it could be used for that purpose too. We should use that page. It should not be the complaining page. It could be appreciating page too. The next step is, as I said, be resourceful to the parents. Be prepared to answer all the queries of the parents. If they're asking something from you, you should know about the child. It should be in your mind. It should be there in your mind that yes, you're prepared to answer their queries, whatever they are asking about your child, about the school. Okay, it takes three of us for the student to grow. The student, the teacher, and the parents. When they will work together, then only the student is going to grow. It should be our prime responsibility to take the constant feedback from the parents and to give them constant feedbacks too. And here are some ways through which the parents will be positively, if they are coming to school, how they will be positively influenced. We should give them a welcome sign. Okay, we can prepare a board for them, welcoming them. This would give them a comfortable environment in the school. Okay, that yes, we are welcoming them. We are happy that they're here. It's not our burden that the parents came to the school. The neatness and cleanliness, obvious, it's for every place, wherever we go. If we also go to some place and it's neat and clean, we find it good to stay. We like it. Then we can have some students artwork, and the noise should not be there in the classroom. Students artwork should be there, nice sound should be there, politeness should be there in the classroom. These are the few things which influences the parents very positively. And in the whole session, I was saying that we should be learning from the parents. The whole session I have said that learn from the, because as a communication part, I know we all talk to them, yes, but this thing is what we are always lacking. As a teacher, I need to say that this should be implemented, that we need to listen to the parents when they are talking about the child. It's very rare for most of the teacher, we don't listen to the parents. Okay, they may give us insight about the child that we are not unaware, that we are simply unaware. So we must be listening to them. For this, we can have a particular format too. A form should be there, which we can keep ready when they are coming. For in the checklist form also, most of the parents, they are not that talkative that they are going to tell you this is happening, that is happening. All are not that open. So we can have a checklist kind of format. We can have a checklist kind of format that we can use. So I have kept a format ready like this. When their parents are coming, when the parents are coming, okay. So like this, we can have a format of the students' strengths, concerns, and the ideas from parents that we can do, and they just simply need to tick it. Many things can be added to this format, many things can be removed too. But this type of format we can have while the parents are coming to the school, that yes, you please kindly fill this feedback format. Okay, what are your child's strength? Like, does he attend the classes every day? Does he comes with the material? As a teacher, it's not possible to know everything. So we can ask them that you put this tick mark. Does he does well in the test? What is your opinion? From your side, what do you think? And what are your concerns? We can have a checklist. We can have 10, 12 checklist for them. Okay, that you put tick marks on these things, and then we will be improving. We will be working on the improvement of the child. And one very important thing I want to say, that a child is never born with anything. It's like a plain slate, and we are the authors. They are like a plain book. We are the authors, but we are not the only authors. We are the co-authors of the child. Okay, parents are equally important. Two main pillars of a child's life is the school and the home. And until and unless the school and the home is connected, nothing can work well for him. Okay, nothing can work well for him. He should not have the fear of parents talking with the teacher or the teacher talking with the parents. He should love that yes, my school and my home is connected. After this, I want a bit of suggestions. I want to keep this a bit small only. And I would love to take some suggestions from you that you all are also teachers. What can be implemented or what tips you can suggest for the child or for the improvement of communication between parents and the child? I would like to have some suggestions. Yes, I would be waiting because all are much experience here. They can share their opinion, yes, that this should be done to improve the communication. Okay, very good. Yes, Amarjeet sir said a regular meeting with the parents. Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, obviously. Anything else that could be discussed from Mrityunjay sir? We got positive parts of students. Yes, an explicit talk on passion-oriented corner of the child. Yes, a very good point from Rajesh sir. Yes, if we are not knowing and the parents are knowing, we can discuss with them what is the child's passion. What is he good at home? What does he like? So we can talk to them about it, how to improve it. Yes, very good. Thank you, sir. Brother said, know the child and its background. Yes, that is the most important thing. To empathetic approach from sister. Thank you, ma'am. And discussion on extra qualities and problems. Yes. Okay. A friendly environment. Yes. So very brilliant answers I'm getting from all the teachers. Good points of the child should be appreciated when the parents meet the teacher. Yes, this is what happens when we meet together. See, such nice answers I'm getting from all the teachers for the points. Yes, good point should be appreciated always. The child's good point should be discussed. The parent should feel good. Yes, I came to the school. This is what happened. They appreciated the child. They will also feel happy. Now they will start helping the child more. They will say, yes, your teacher was saying this. Counseling session should be there. Okay, this I got from Rashmi ma'am. Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. Yes, counseling of the parents are also very, very important. And right now, so it's much more important in this pandemic situation when all the parents are struggling with economic constraint and the child at home. They are struggling, all the parents. We also are parents, we know how much our child is struggling with the studies. Counseling sessions should be organized for the parents. We can organize some sessions for them online too. Emphasis on child's ability. Thank you, Sujata ma'am. And yes, as I said that feedback form should be there, which could let us access the child's performance in home too. Okay, the child's performance at home should also be accessed. So the gist or the summary of the session was this only, that while we are calling the parents to school, we should be aware of the goals. Once again, I'm repeating, what goals we need to take from them, what we need to take out from them, what we need to learn from the parents, because the child is spending much more time at home than at school, and how we can use that knowledge in enhancing the child's performance, how we can stay in the contact in constant contact with the parents, how we can stay in constant contact with the parents so that we can be taking the feedback from them and helping the child improve Okay, we are the pillars of his life. If we do something for, I have heard from somewhere that if we are doing something for 10 continuous days, it becomes a habit. And the child stays in school for such a long duration. So we help him to or her to build his habits. So why not take feedback from the parents too and improve his values, his everything of not only academic performance. Our responsibility is not only the academic part, but his values also. It also gets inculcated in him from us. Okay, that's it. I'll be sending the attendance link in the chat box. Kindly fill it. And I'll send the same in the WhatsApp group too. With this, I'll be ending the session. Thank you, everyone.